Have you ever seen someone running, not away from danger but from their own heart? Stay with me till the end because this story might just change the way you see love, trust, and the walls we build around ourselves. And if this story touches your heart, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, because every story we share here reminds us that miracles often come from the people we least expect. It all began one cold autumn morning in New York City. The wind was sharp, the sky painted in shades of gray, and the city buzzed like a restless heart. Inside a sleek black car parked outside a private high school sat a man, broad-shouldered, calm, eyes scanning everything like a hawk. His name was Ethan Cole, a former military officer. He'd seen the world's darkness up close. But this was different. He was no longer guarding presidents or billionaires. He was guarding a teenage girl, Leela Hayes, the only daughter of the powerful tech CEO, Richard Hayes. Leela was 17, beautiful and painfully lonely. To the world, she had it all: money, clothes, fame, and a future mapped out by her father's influence. But behind her perfect smile hid a heart desperate to breathe. Ever since her mother had passed away in a tragic accident 3 years earlier, Leela felt invisible. Her father buried himself in work, and the only person constantly around her was Ethan, the man who watched, followed, and silently protected. But to Leela, Ethan wasn't a protector, he was a cage. "Stay in sight, Miss Hayes," Ethan would say, his tone firm but never unkind. And she'd roll her eyes. "You're not my dad, Ethan, stop pretending to care." Those words cut deeper than she knew. Ethan did care, more than he was supposed to. One afternoon, when the sun dipped low and the campus emptied out, Leela finally did it. She ran. She ditched her uniform, threw on a hoodie, and slipped through the side gate while Ethan answered a call. She wanted to feel free, just for once, to walk among people who didn't know her last name, to laugh without guards or cameras. When Ethan realized she was gone, panic sliced through his chest. He jumped into his car, tracing every street, every turn, his mind screaming worst-case scenarios. This wasn't just a job to him anymore. She wasn't just another assignment. Somewhere along the line, she had become something more, a reason for him to stay human after years of battle and loss. Leela wandered through the crowded streets, her breath fogging in the cold air. For the first time in months, she smiled genuinely until a group of men started following her. She tried to walk faster, but they closed in, laughing, mocking. Fear clawed up her throat. And then, like a shadow ripping through the fog, Ethan appeared. He didn't say a word. He moved like lightning, his fists a blur. The men backed off one by one until the street was silent again. Leela stood frozen, trembling. "You think the world is safe?" Ethan said quietly, his voice shaking not with anger but fear. "You think I'm here to cage you? I'm here because I made a promise to your father and to your mother." Leela blinked. "My mother?" Ethan looked down. "I served with your mother once before she met your dad. She saved my life. And when she died, she made me promise I'd protect the one thing she loved most in this world, you." For a moment, everything around her faded, the noise, the cold, the city. She saw him not as a bodyguard, not as a shadow, but as a man who had lost too much and still chose to protect. Tears spilled down her cheeks. "I didn't know." He gave a small, pained smile. "You weren't supposed to. My job isn't to be seen, Leela, it's to make sure you get to live." From that day, something changed. Leela didn't run anymore, not from him, not from life. She started talking to Ethan, asking him about his time in the military, about her mom. Slowly, laughter returned. She began to see the world beyond her sadness. And Ethan, he began to heal too, one smile of hers at a time. But the world wasn't done testing them. One night, when the Hayes mansion was dark and silent, a security alarm shattered the quiet. Someone had broken in. Ethan rushed upstairs, his instincts on fire. He found Leela's room door kicked open and her window wide. She was gone. His heart nearly stopped. This wasn't her running away again, this was something else. He tore through the city searching, calling every contact he had. Finally, a lead, a black van matching the security footage heading toward the docks. Ethan didn't wait for backup, he drove like a man possessed. At the old warehouse by the water, he found her tied to a chair, surrounded by masked men demanding ransom from her father. "Don't come closer," one of them shouted, pressing a gun to her head. Ethan raised his hands. "Let her go, she's just a kid." But his eyes were burning with the fire of a man who had nothing left to lose. In a heartbeat, he moved. Chaos erupted, gunshots, shouting, glass shattering. He shielded Leela with his body, dragging her behind a crate. A bullet grazed his shoulder, but he didn't stop. With sheer determination, he fought until the last man fell. When it was over, he collapsed beside her, blood soaking his shirt. Leela screamed, holding his face. Ethan, stay with me, please don't leave me too. He smiled weakly, told you I'd protect you always. Tears streamed down her cheeks as sirens wailed in the distance. You can't die, you can't. He whispered, you remind me of your mom, Leela, brave, stubborn, full of heart. Don't let this world make you cold, promise me. She nodded, sobbing, I promise. He passed out before the ambulance arrived. Days later, Ethan woke up in a hospital room. His shoulder was bandaged, his head throbbing, and sitting by his bedside, asleep in a chair, was Leela. Her hand was clutching his. When she woke up and saw him, she broke into tears and laughed all at once. You scared me, you idiot, she said, punching his arm lightly. He smiled, voice hoarse, you ran again. She shook her head, no, this time I ran to you. Her father, Richard Hayes, walked in then, eyes red, guilt heavy in his face. He looked at Ethan, then his daughter. I owe you more than I can ever repay, he said quietly. You didn't just save her life, you reminded me what it means to love my own child. Months passed. Leela and Ethan healed together, she from her loneliness, he from his past. The walls between them crumbled, replaced by something deeper than duty, trust.